10 people are in hospital, 9 with life-threatening injuries after a mass stabbing on a train in Cambridgeshire on Saturday evening.
Tragic events like these just sum up the UK in a nutshell. And obviously I know most people aren't gonna go on the train and start playing the slasher IRL and start boosting their KD, but they'll still indirectly play a part in creating people like this. And that's why people say the UK is bad vibes, and from the outside looking in it may seem like that because the weather is terrible. And yeah, you're kinda right. Grey skies 310 out of 365 days out of a year isn't the greatest of vibes, to be fair. But in reality, it's the people. And while it's not all people, there's a large majority of people who just ruin the vibes of the UK. And it's mostly the younger generations that do that. But the older generations do have their fair share of problems. But we'll get into that later. I sometimes fail to understand that this young generation is going to be the next generation of lawyers and doctors. And it worries me that when all that gooning catches up to me and I get erectile dysfunction, my doctor will refuse to treat me because I do not listen to drill music. And I'm being serious as well. If you're a black boy in London and you do not listen to drill, people gonna start looking at you like you're a fan of an Austrian painter. Like, people genuinely look at you crazy for listening to Drake rather than violent drill songs, which detail how they eliminate their opposition. And obviously some people do it to be performative to fit in, but other people are just genuinely psychopaths to enjoy that type of music. And this is what I mean by the bad vibes. Not everyone in the UK is mentally sane. Like the incident on a train a couple days ago. Like, what genuinely possesses an individual to do something so stupid and unnecessary? And incidents like this cause people to also lose.
So it was a black guy?
Their mental sanity. For example, some people will resort to racism and say black people need to be kicked out the country, and after seeing something like that, I might have to low-key side with the EDL, because there are some people that are in this country that genuinely seek to cause havoc, or people do even sillier stuff like carry weapons to defend themselves. And the issue I have with this is that these people have great power, but they do not have that great responsibility. In fact, they have no sense of responsibility. They become so irresponsible. As soon as they get that bankai in their hands, they do the most diabolical things of all time. People get their first bankai and start feeling like they need to be involved in that type of lifestyle, which just creates more problems. Or you could be like me and do the safe route and just don't go outside. But despite me living my life with the motto inside all time so there is no dying, I still somehow find myself in dangerous situations. Because a couple months ago when I tried to get my hair done, I got robbed by a dude that was in psych ward lobbies. Bear in mind, he had jaundice, his hair was unkempt, he had no belly, his gums were old and trash and tattooed. He had nothing to lose. He didn't do this stuff for the money, he did it for the love of the game. So obviously I made the right decision and just gave up my iPhone 15. I didn't care. I don't care that I have to regress back to an iPhone 13. As long as I escaped with my life, I had no issue with it. It was a non-violent encounter and it was low-key all my fault, because I should be not taking buses to those types of dangerous areas. But today when I was coming home from school, I ran into a psych ward boss. So while I was on the bus, I saw this one guy causing problems with this large group of guys. And I could already sense this guy was tapped because he was tight pressing a group of grown men on his ones. So my first thought was, is this guy gonna massacre the entire bus? I'm gonna be honest with you. But fortunately all was calm. I got off at my bus stop and there was 2 other people there as well. There was me, some fine shit, and an old lady. I look to my right, I see that tap guy further down the road walking up to the crossing where we are. And then he starts clutching something in his waistband and starts smiling at me. So obviously I look back straight ahead and try to avoid eye contact. So I just let the tap guy overtake me, and then somehow that old lady disappears. So now it's just me, fine shit, and the tap guy a little bit in front of us. And he keeps on looking back and smiling at us. So I just keep on walking slow, and then the fine shit is a little bit behind me, walking slow as well. So then he stops for a second to look back, then keeps on walking forward slowly, and the next thing you know, fine shit comes up to my right and starts telling me, oh, that guy looks a little bit dodgy, I think he got something on him. And now I notice she's walking right next to me as we go down the road, walking behind him like I'm gonna be there protecting her. Bear in mind, I had my school lanyard hanging out my pocket, which basically displays that I am not built for this type of stuff. So why is she trying to rely on me to protect her? But she must have got the wrong idea based on how I was walking, because I was walking very slow slowly and very nonchalantly. So she must have thought I was confident, especially since I was a lot taller than her, since she was like 4'11", 5 foot. And obviously she starts having a little conversation with me to try calm her nerves, but I'm just replying. I'm not even too focused on the conversation. Don't get me wrong, I love female attention, but I love living life so much more. So at this point I'm thinking, if she tries to attack us, how am I just gonna throw her in the way to save myself? And the guy started slowing down even more.
So basically, I think this is a dude from the UK, and a black dude from the UK, and he's telling the story of like his perspective of what it's like to be black in the UK. So apparently, let me get this right, a black dude attacked some people on the train, and that's what was on the news. And then you get off a bus and you're getting robbed. So the UK streets is getting reckless, huh?
And he kept on going straight, and my house was straight down the road, but obviously there was a little side road there, and the girl said she also needs to go straight as well. So obviously I had to leave her with the guy, and I had to go down that side road and take the long road home, and I safely got home. And now I'm making this video. I don't know what happened to the girl, but prayers out to her.
Yeah, that nigga left her stranded and abandoned.
And I hope that guy gets
that nigga said, baby, you gonna have to fend for yourself. If she was fine, shit, why you ain't get the number? Nigga, she came up to you, nigga, for the protection. Nigga, you supposed to, that's you all day.
He needs. And yes, I know.
Supposed to be on there. You supposed to walk her home. You know what I'm saying? Make sure she good. Make it there. Nigga, fuck you. Fuck you and your safety on the way back home. Nigga, it's you gotta fend for yourself, nigga, but you supposed to get her there. In a perfect world.
Actions were very controversial, and
in a perfect world for the shorty though, you know what I'm saying? You gotta protect yourself, nigga, cause that bitch might say fuck you. And just want you to protect her, but the whole time, nigga, you know what I'm saying? She ain't rocking with it.
On masculine. I know men used to
don't mean she gotta rock with it just for protection from a man, but you know.
Go to war, but I'm a boy.
He said she was fine, shit in his opinion though, so you should have slid on it.
I'm a boy that sits in his room and beats his meat. I'm not built for this type of stuff. And my point in saying this is that you have to be very careful of people in the UK, because they're even releasing criminals from prison accidentally. And obviously most of these people have common sense to return back to prison and hand themselves in. But all it takes is for them to release a little Jeffrey Dahmer out of prison by accident, and he just starts annihilating little black kids like myself. And from a broader perspective, it used to just be black kids in London that had to worry about this type of stuff, but now anyone can get it. Old ladies can get it. Like, people are genuinely
So, like, who's doing the robbing, though? Is other black people, or
not right in the head anymore? And it actually scares me. Like, before summer, a boy in my sixth form threatened to get guys outside the school to do me like Jiraiya over some male validation. And it was all because some random dude made an edit of him being fucked up, and for some reason, the blame was pinned on me because I do YouTube. And if you watch my videos, you would know me and editing just don't go hand in hand. But for some reason, he was threatening to summon the entire Goatee 13 after me. Like, when dudes in your country are crashing out about other dudes' opinions, you know your country is cooked. And I don't want to sound old school, but nowadays people never want to resort to words. It's always they want to pop out. They're always trying to pop Bankai. It's never necessary. It's never that deep. And this is just my experience with some interactions with the miscreants in the UK. Other people probably have it a lot worse. Like, one of my friends had a knife pulled out on him over his phone. But to be fair, he was showing a little bit too much backbone trying to stand up for himself. But those are just...
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. I'd rather be in a society where we got guns than a society where it's knives. You know what I'm saying, though? Like, at least with the gun, nigga, you ain't gotta wrestle with a nigga. You know what I'm saying? And you know, you ain't gotta do all that with a gun. Versus a knife, nigga, you gotta wrestle with that nigga. It's a lot more harder to take that opponent down. You know what I'm saying, though?
It's the consequences of trying to be bigger than the system. So if you're not like that idiot, the interactions will go relatively smoothly. But
especially if it's a big nigga or something, bro. Like,
problems in the UK that cause bad vibes, especially recently, is racism. And I know racism has been around for centuries, but it just really jars me that it's now become socially acceptable to be racist. But I will be...
So is it white folks they racist and they doing this shit to black people, or what is it?
It just really jars me that it's now become socially acceptable to be racist. But I will be fair.
So the UK is toxic, huh? Let's see, this the UK they don't tell you about. UK toxic, huh? So do UK black people are y'all like classified as like blacks, or like are y'all classified like Africans, or like how does that work?
Actually recently is racism, and I know racism has been around for centuries, but it just really jars me that it's now become socially acceptable to be racist. But I will be fair, every side does make good and bad points. Like sometimes I genuinely do be hearing out the EDL sometimes. Well, aside from being anti-Palestine, but I do sometimes think some people don't deserve to be in this country. Better yet, some people don't even deserve to be on this world. But my big issue with white racists is that they will complain about jobs being taken while being in the pub every day, spending money on alcohol, while complaining about there being no jobs or money to be made because of immigrants, while spending more money to get yourself another pint of beer. It bewilders me how it makes sense to some people to be in a pub rather than farming hours on Indeed or in a job center. And it bewitches me even more that they blame immigrants for not being able to get their hands on property rather than the rich billionaires that are hoarding all the property. While there's more racism now, the racism now just lacks common sense. People just go off of facts they see on the media, and it's not even just facts, it's propaganda or cultivated in a way to make certain groups look bad. These are the same people that can't read, write or do maths, but they somehow are able to tell you that 25% of Afghanistan people in the UK are criminals. But the sad reality is that we're all human beings and we're all struggling to an extent, so we just all need to show love. And the only exception to this rule is that single white woman that has to pimp herself out to provide for her kids. So if that's the case, I don't even mind if you call me a hard R, because at least they're actually trying to make a difference. But seriously though, this
Bro, how the fuck is the UK folks calling y'all ERs, bro? That's some American shit.
inflation is no joke. In France, we are people stealing crown jewels, but in the UK, we are people stealing bread and blocks of cheese. And this is why I hate the UK. It's just so low vibrational and bad vibes. It's just low-key hard to make it. And obviously some people do make it, but it's kinda difficult when everyone around you doesn't want you to make it, because people associate it with being different, and people in the UK hate people that are different. And I don't just mean it on an ethnic level. If you have some type of idea that hasn't really been done before, people are going to hate on it because it's different. And being different is a big problem I have living in the UK. And me saying that, you're probably thinking I take the short bus to school or something, or I have gender dysmorphia. But no, I have standard 46 chromosomes and I am secure in my sexuality. I am so secure in my sexuality that if some fine females want to go show love to my IG, it would be much appreciated. But seriously though, doing stuff that's out of the norm is seen as weird. Like for me, it's making YouTube videos, and despite me having strong mental fortitude, sometimes it genuinely does hurt my soul when niggas are hating. People will see you trying to do your thing and hate, and even if you're successful doing it, people will still hate, which kinda just limits success in the UK. Like
that's how it is where I'm from.
Common example is when people were hating on the UK streamer house before it even started. And there's also artists that are global sensations from the UK, like Jordan Alatunji and Ella May, but for some strange reason the UK has shown them no type of love, all because they don't fit in the standard category of a UK artist. Because if it's not pop, grime or rapping about killing people, it's not good by UK people standards. And that UK following the trend idea kinda annoys me sometimes, because I real life be seeing people, I've known people that have potential in the UK to do some great stuff, but because they live in the UK, there's just a bunch of low vibrational energy that just prevents them from doing the stuff that they love. Because
I mean, I guess this is a good ad on why you shouldn't go to the UK.
Because to be honest, most people don't want to risk being disliked by the majority for a chance to achieve their goals. Like I'm really showing you, in the UK we could really have some great people, but creativity is just limited because people just don't show love to their own. Like even something simple like my freeforms, niggas would say to me that I'm trying to be American because I have freeforms. And sometimes I generally do wish I was American.
Trying to be American.
Because if people are showing love to French Montana, anyone can make it there. And people also hate on my spray ground bag, calling it American, which to be fair I did buy in New York, but I thought it was niche when I first brought it. And to be fair, I was one of the first people in the UK, if not the first person in the UK to have a spray ground bag, so I kinda was a trendsetter with it. But even though more people are following my trend of a spray ground hype, most people just have a Zara leather bag or Nike bag and hate on you for not having that same Zara leather bag or a Nike bag. And there's nothing wrong with those types of accessories, but I don't know about you, I want to stand out for the hoes. And on the topic of this, we might as well talk about school life in the UK a little bit. And education wise, school in the UK is very easy as long as you don't do no type of STEM subjects. It's so easy to the point we have GMs coursing through the education system. Now we've gotten to the point where we have university gang members.
Jesus Christ. Stop. Come here. So the UK, y'all niggas is retarded. Y'all UK niggas is retarded, huh?
And I know I've said this before, but somehow in schools, kids are always getting to that money, except me. It's like every day and I see a new kid in my sixth form with a Canada Goose. I know that's not no 9 to 5 money to be funding that £1,000 plus jacket. I'm really showing you, they have to be scamming. But even worse, I'm seeing young children like secondary school age having these expensive jackets as well. I'm seeing Monclairs, Moose Knuckles, Canada Gooses. How do you even have that at such a young age? One time, I think a couple days ago, I was on the bus. I saw this little Asian boy by himself with this Moncler Maya on. Like, I'm not preying on these kids' downfalls, but these kids need to get robbed to get a reality check. Because back in my day when I was 13 years old like them, I was rocking the cheap £30 Sports Direct coat. I remember when I was 13 years old, 2 of my other friends also had that same £30 cheap jacket. Now next thing you know, by the time they got to year 10, they were rocking B22s. Like, I'm no snitch, but HMRC needs to get involved effective immediately because this shit is not fair. But aside from the fact that kids are getting to the money a little bit too much, students are kinda cool, but it's the teachers where the problem lies, because some of the teachers are lazy and incompetent, and the lazy part is very evident for some of them, especially by their player build. They just don't take care of themselves, so why do you think they're gonna take care about your education? Like, I've heard a teacher say use AI to mark your work instead of me marking your work. Like, why is my teacher not hungry to see me succeed? My teacher should want me to succeed more than I want myself to succeed. Those are the best type of teachers.
Damn, I thought the UK had good schools.
Instead, I have teachers that
The UK is not Europe, is it? It's Europe, ain't it? Yeah.
use artificial intelligence to review my university application. And bear in mind, I go to a quote-unquote outstanding sixth form. And obviously there's racism in schools as well. If anything, these are the type of institutions where their heart is actually put in towards being racist. They actually have love for being racist. They try so hard to be racist, and I can't even be mad at them. As soon as I found out my school was in the
Oh, that's some thick
news for allegations about
some thick shit right there.
institutional racism, I knew
That's some fine shit on the news reporting, okay?
as soon as I found out my school was
Hey, now.
in the news for allegations about institutional racism, I knew I was in the wrong place. So in conclusion, the UK isn't one of the greatest countries of all time. So I'd advise you to get your money up and vacate this low vibrational country, because it will suck you in. And unfortunately, this video is probably gonna lead to me having real life consequences.
Hey, man, I think this is a pretty good ad on why we shouldn't go to the UK. Y'all let me know what y'all think, man. We on the road to 100K, okay? If you don't hit that like button, subscribe button, and turned on all notifications, slap the dog shit about yourself, because that's the first thing you should have did when you clicked on this video. I'll get at y'all the next one, and I'm gone. TYP tonight.